just inside of 4 weeks out. Heavy back day, it's Monday. This is one of the areas that I've really put a lot of focus on all this past all season and leading up to this show is making my back thicker, wider, and just better from all angles. And what you'll find here, this is a pretty typical day. We'll start with some straight arm pull downs to really get warm up and active, and then from there, it's just back and forth between a super heavy row, intensity techniques, and then squeezing the piss out of my back. I found for me, I have to kind of hit all three of those, whether it's really focusing on mind-muscle connection, cranking reps with intensity, or lastly, really going heavy. So all three phases there of back for me, and hopefully you'll enjoy this, follow along. All right, rotation one is gonna be straight arm pull downs. I'm really just trying to squeeze my lats, get a good pump in there, activate all the tissue of my lats and lat fibers. This is probably my favorite exercise, and if you've watched any of my other back stuff, I pretty much begin 99% of my back workouts with this exercise. So I was doing like a little bit of a superset, but I wasn't focused on really sprinting between the two exercises into a wide grip pull down. I always will jokingly call these branch Warren style, because I'm just thinking how heavy can I get it, and I just fucking rip it and try to fill my upper lats. So back and forth there. You'll notice in the last set, I actually do a drop. So I go to just sort of failure, drop it, do more reps to really get a huge pump. Then I rested a minute and a half and did the exact same thing with the pull downs. So crank hard reps, drop the weight, crank more reps until I can't go. With the last set of those pull downs, if you notice, I'm having a 3-second contraction or so, and I'm really just trying to replicate what it looks like in a back double or front double bicep pose on stage. All right, from there, we went over to an elevated seated cable row, and I'm using the prime bar and prime handles there just so I don't have to strap in. I'm trying to pull that right below my sternum and get a lot of my upper back firing. And then what I want to do is try to hold every single rep for a 1 to 2 count. I'm just trying to get my lats warmed up and ready for the rowing to come. Okay, next up, a money exercise. This Cybex row is one of my absolute favorite pieces. We're gonna do a Chris Paul set here, so you'll get to see that demo. Absolutely love this. Huge pump on my lats. Makes me work extremely hard. I was pouring sweat after this exercise. The bread and butter of the entire day. Working up to rowing the 160-pound dumbbells, drop down to 100, drop down to 60. If you want to get in shape for a show, I know a lot of people talk about cardio, diet, all that stuff. Hard training gets you in shape too. Do not discount that. A triple drop on a dumbbell row, heavy as fuck, that is going to make your heart rate go through the roof. You're going to be pouring sweat and your back's going to be super, super pumped. So I'm very stoked at this point of my prep, still be able to row these 160s. Second pull down of the day here is going to be a chest supported pull down with the most grip. As you guys know, this is one of my favorite lat exercises. It's something I've really put a lot of emphasis on in the last 6 months, and I believe it's given me a ton more tissue right below my armpit. So I'm going to keep pounding this exercise into the fucking ground. That's how much I love it. Right into the standing DY row here today. And what I want to think about is I'm really focusing on contraction here. If you notice, it's not a huge range of motion, as I've said in the past, but I'm trying to drive my elbow back and around my rib cage to get a full maximum contraction on my lower lat. Again, I like doing these single arm because I can really focus and isolate on each one of my lats. Now that all my upper back's done, I'm gonna get into some lower back. So the next exercise that John introduced me to was the seated good morning with a dumbbell. I feel this so much in my upper erectors, it's not even funny. I'm only using a 50-pound dumbbell, and getting 2 sets of 10 here was brutal. My upper erectors wanted to cramp after 2 or 3 reps. So great exercise, it looks easy, give this a shot, you won't regret it.
All right, on to some reverse hyper here. We have a great west side barbell piece here at Elite that we get to use, but I want to modify it just a touch. So I'm going to take this ab pad, place it right to the back. So what that's going to do is going to prop my hips up and allow me to get an even better contraction on my erectors, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. One more. So the reason I love that is after all that rowing and those good mornings, this actually decompresses my spine. If you notice, when I go down, it elongates, stretches. When I come up to contraction, I'm also raising my upper body off of this hip pad to get an even better contraction or shortening of my erectors. So it's a great combo, a very easy way for you to modify or reverse hyper you have at your gym, because most of them aren't fancy like the newest ones from Westside Barbell where you can adjust the angle. Back is done. And something I've stressed to you guys in the past, if you have shitty glutes, which that's me, you have to hit them every upper body day inside of 8 weeks out. So we're gonna finish up today with some rounded back hypers. This is just body weight. All I'm doing is squeezing contraction on this motherfucker as hard as I can. And I'm actually gonna superset those with the abs. That's just to loosen my lower back up. I'm not really trying to work hard at lower abs here. I just wanna literally loosen my erectors up. Another successful back day in the books. Probably the pinnacle of that was rowing those 160-pound dumbbells. They felt great. Like I said, inside of 4 weeks out, still pulling what I did in the off season. Got 8 reps. I feel really great about that. My lats were absolutely blown up and destroyed. And we actually finished up here with a little bit of glutes, a little bit of abs as a little touch on or add on to the heavy back day. So if you guys struggle with back growth like I have in the past, give this a shot. Implement a lot of these principles. the Chris Paul's, heavy squeezing back and forth. I'm telling you, this is what has helped my back grow. It used to be way worse, and this is what I've found. I'm kind of settling in. I'm 36 now, and I'm finally settling into what I feel like is some of the best growth I've ever had for this body part. So if you guys like these techniques, make sure you comment below if you have any questions of why I structured it anyway, the rep ranges, why I did what I did. I'm more than happy to talk about that in more detail. And thanks for following along, guys. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. This channel is growing at a very, very fast rate, and we're just going to keep going up from there. Thanks for following along.